the best decisions I've made in a really long time. It went so well. You know, I really can be such an easy human to please sometimes because my Monday morning has already been made and it's only like 10 a.m. I wanted to make some iced coffee this morning, checked our ice tray, and we had no ice. So I figured, okay, we're just gonna buy ourselves an iced coffee today because I definitely need a lot of energy for what I'm about to do. And I went on my Dunkin' app and I was able to get a free medium iced coffee, which is exactly what I was gonna order anyway, with any purchase. So I just got myself a donut and I ended up getting everything for $1. What a steal. So today's Dunkin' order is a medium iced coffee with caramel swirl and a chocolate glazed donut. We're off to a good start. Today is gonna be such a fun day and I'm really, really excited. So for those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, you know that one of the things that I started doing right after moving to the city was taking workout classes at a studio called 305 Fitness. And the reason I like those classes so much, aside from the amazing environment that they've created, is that they remind me a lot of the dance classes that I've been taking ever since I was younger. So the other day I was looking on the Broadway Dance Center website and I realized that they have adult hip-hop classes for literally like any range of ability, and I figured why not take one. This is definitely something that is a little out of my comfort zone and a little intimidating to do by yourself, but within the past few months I've definitely grown accustomed to doing things by myself, and honestly it's really empowering. So I'm super excited. These classes are super affordable and I just think I'm really gonna enjoy it. I feel like the new kid at school, you know? That like kind of butterfly feeling in your stomach. That's kind of how I feel right now. The class starts at 11:30 and it's about 11 o'clock right now, so I should probably head out so I'm not late. This is just one of the many things I'm gonna be doing this week to be filling my time. You guys saw the title, you know what's going on. It is definitely not clickbait. I have a lot to talk to you guys about. All very good things, I promise, but we'll get to that later. I gotta go. I'm not kidding when I say that deciding to take that class is one of the best decisions I've made in a really long time. I didn't realize it until I was in there, but I definitely feel the most myself when I'm taking dance classes on a regular basis. I just love the environment so much. Like there's something about the music and the lights, like buddying up with the teacher and learning all of this choreography that just makes me feel so confident. And it's funny because like when I was younger, I was notorious for like going into a dance class and being in the first row and like being in the center. I don't know, I felt comfortable up there. But this was my first dance class in a while, so right when I got there, I just like beelined for the back. I was like, I'm not standing in the front, absolutely not. But then as I got more comfortable and like as I learned the choreography, I slowly migrated up and it felt really good. I can tell you right now that this is not going to be a one and done thing. I need to start taking dance classes more regularly because I feel like I'm riding a high right now is the only way I can describe it. I'm just so beyond happy. But I am also very sweaty. So I'm gonna go change out of these clothes, take a shower, and I also have some work to do and some emails to answer. Okay, sorry, I just got an email. But yeah, let's go shower, do our thing, get all cleaned up, and continue having an amazing day. I am so happy. It's a few hours later, and I'm doing my makeup because I have some very fun plans tonight, but since it's been a few hours, I'll give you guys an update. I have been doing some computer work for a while, and honestly, it's really nice that now everything that this video is about will finally be like public knowledge to you guys, because now I don't have to be so vague about the type of work that I'm doing on a daily basis. I could just tell you. But basically what I was doing was signing some contracts for some future brand deals. I'm actually getting a few more brand deals on TikTok as of recently, which is very new for me because Instagram and YouTube have always been my main platforms, but some of my TikToks have been doing really well recently, which is awesome. So I'm gonna be able to work with some cool brands over there. I also had to send over 2 invoices for collaborations that I've done in the past, just so I can actually get paid. And then I did some prep for an interview that I have tomorrow. I'll give you guys more details on that interview probably tomorrow as I'm like doing my final prep for it, but I feel pretty good. I just did like a whole bunch of research on the company like I normally do, and also some research on the person that I'm going to be interviewing with. I always find that to be super helpful, just so I can go in with some general knowledge about where they went to school, what they studied, and kind of what their career path looked like up until the point that they're at right now. So I feel like it's gonna go well. I'm honestly really excited. I'll give you guys more details on that job tomorrow, but for right now, we're getting ready for something very exciting. So for those of you guys who don't know, I live with my best friend Amanda, and Amanda went to the University of Connecticut. This year, the men's UConn basketball team is doing very, very well, and tonight is the national championship. I think that's what it's called, like the end of March Madness. I'm not a sports person. So UConn made it to the final round, and naturally Amanda is going out with all of her college friends to watch the game, and she invited me to go with her. I'm super excited. I love her college friends, first of all, and second of all, even though I'm not a sports person, this kind of stuff, like the Super Bowl and any type of like any type of championship game gets me super excited. I cannot speak today, but I'm super hyped. I just figured I should throw on some makeup. Outfit's gonna be super casual, but we are leaving in like 20 minutes, so I gotta speed this up. I feel like I'm gonna blend in just fine. I was actually just telling Amanda I have a UConn sweatshirt, but at my house with my parents, because UConn was actually the first college that I ever toured. Like before even applying to schools, UConn was the first one that I visited. Nice little memories. So I'm borrowing the sweatshirt from Amanda, jeans from Urban, and then my shoes are New Balance. Packing up my bag, not that I really need all too much, but I have my wallet, I have my ID, I have my keys. What else do I need? Again, I feel like I'm still riding that high from earlier, and it also doesn't help that I've had quite a bit of coffee today, so I'm talking a mile a minute, but my mood is so good. Now we just have to hope that UConn wins. Greatest city in the world. UConn won the fucking national championship, and last night was insane. Like honestly, I haven't experienced craziness like that since I was in Philly when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and that didn't really plan out too well for me. I ended up having to go to the hospital because I stepped on a nail. It was a whole thing, but last night was so much fun. We ended up staying out to like 1:30, which was later than I thought, but it was so fun because after they won, everyone kind of just like went out to the street. People were climbing on light posts. It was insane. It is 11:30 and I have an interview. Obviously don't want to give you guys too many details because I like to keep a lot of this stuff private for the most part, but I can tell you that the role that I'm interviewing for today is a social media account manager role, which in all honesty is perfect for me. My last role was very, very heavy on account management. I owned a book of business of like 9-10 clients, which was insane, and I did so pretty much all by myself. It was a lot. So being able to combine everything that I learned from that job with social media, something that I already know a lot about, would be perfect. And honestly, this is the ideal role that I have been searching for. So fingers crossed. In terms of prep, like I said, I do like a whole bunch of research on who is interviewing me and the company that I'm interviewing for, but I also work best when I have, I guess for lack of a better word, like a script in front of me. Obviously, I'm not reading off of anything during my interviews whatsoever, but I like having my talking points laid out because I think it just helps me organize mentally. And then I find that once I'm actually in the conversation, it all comes out pretty naturally. Anytime I see a role that is legitimately perfect for me, like it feels like it was written for me, I go into the interview feeling a lot more optimistic because I know I can do it. And that's kind of how I feel right now. So fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes, but I'll update you guys after. Wish me luck. Like that could not have gone better. I really don't want to get my hopes up too high because I don't want to get disappointed, but holy shit, I'm a little like, I don't have words. One of the best interviews that I've ever done. Like, the person that I was interviewing with was so cool, so nice, and just spoke so highly of like her team and the job. Everything that she described about the role that I would be filling, it feels like it was written for me. Like everything, it's things that I'm interested in, it's things that I'm good at. The company as a whole is just so up my alley, and more than that, right after I got off the call, there were all of these like very weird stars aligning moments. And I just can't help but think that like, this could be my next job. I don't want to get too excited, I really don't, so I'm gonna knock on wood really fast, but like, this is the most excited I've been after an interview in a really long time. Okay, well, guess who's going for a walk, and guess who's gonna celebrate the rest of this day? Me, because I am on cloud 9 right now. Definitely got my steps in today, let me tell you. I was just outside for hours enjoying the beautiful, stunning, gorgeous day that today is. It's just so nice. It felt like summer, honestly. And as I was walking around, I got a call from Color Me Mine. If you guys watched my last video, you know that I took a ceramics, it's not even a class. I went to a ceramics painting studio here in the city and just had myself a day. I painted myself a little dish, and now that it's been about a week, they gave me a call and said that my piece was ready. It's all wrapped up, so we can do a little reveal together. I am kind of nervous. I liked how it looked before it was glazed and everything, but I'm kind of nervous that the black writing is gonna like bleed, so why am I kind of scared? Okay. If it's ugly, I'm probably just gonna toss it, because like, what the fuck? Okay. It's not terrible. Is it great? No. But it's not terrible. Actually, from afar, it doesn't look that bad. Once you get closer, you can see that the words definitely did bleed a little bit. There were also just some things that I painted on here that I thought weren't gonna get picked up, but they did. So like some little flowers that I messed up and stuff, but I don't know. I also didn't really make these lines very clean. You know what? It's fine. I think it's gonna grow on me. But now that I'm back, can I tell you, I'm so excited to just lay in my bed for 2 hours. I've done a lot of walking today. I've definitely exceeded 10,000 steps, and after my class yesterday, I am in a little bit of pain, and I forgot that I booked myself a workout class tonight. So tomorrow I'm gonna be struggling a little bit, but it's okay. These are all things that I enjoy, so I might have to pop an Advil before I go to this class because like my legs hurt, but it'll be fun. Thank you. And lemonada. What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Things are moving really, really fast. So yesterday I had that interview, like I told you guys, and I thought it went really well. I walked out of it, and I mean, you guys saw me. I was feeling really excited and really hopeful, but I wasn't really sure how they felt. But apparently they liked me too, because they emailed me and said that they wanted to schedule a second round interview for today. So I'll be meeting 2 other people on the team. It's literally 24 hours later. This rarely happens, at least in my experience. I find that when I have a first round interview, it usually takes about a week to have a second round. But this is, I don't know, moving at a much faster pace, which I'm more than okay with. So I'm gonna be meeting 2 other girls on the team today. I'm really excited because everyone that I'm meeting with is pretty close to me in age, which I find just helps to lessen my nerves a little bit. And I also really value agencies that are younger, because I think that young people have a lot to bring to the table. So I'm really excited to meet them. I hope it goes well, but obviously I'm really trying to keep my expectations and my hopes at a neutral, because I don't want to get too excited, but I don't know. I feel this feels good. I usually take all of my interviews standing at my dresser, and it works, but the lighting is really shitty, and honestly, because I use Zoom, it automatically just blurs my background anyway, so it doesn't really matter where I'm sitting. and this way I can just be right in front of a window. So I'm just gonna take this interview here. I did some prep, of course. I have a list of questions that I'm ready to ask, but more than anything, I think this is just gonna be a really good opportunity for them to pick my brain and understand my experience, and then kind of vice versa. I get to hear their experience working there and ask them some questions about projects that they've worked on. I always get so stressed, like, because these are the moments where my computer would just decide to like burst into flames. So we just gotta get everything set up, make sure everything's good. I'm gonna go. Wish me luck. I'll talk to you after. Guys, it went so well. At least I think so. Listen, I'm only speaking from my own perspective, but what I can say is that this call went exactly like the last one did. It felt less like a formal buttoned up interview and more like a really organic conversation. Everything that they asked me, I felt like I had some really great like context and answers to bring to the table. Everything that I'm learning about this job just feels like something I would be so good at. And let me tell you, that is such a refreshing feeling, because in my last role, I definitely found aspects of it that I was good at. And I think I learned from that job that I have a knack for account management. I'm a people person through and through. So I love kind of working with people and solving problems for them and strategizing. I think that I'm good at that. But the overall premise of my last job was not made for me. Like, I am not super analytically brained. And that job required me to be that way. And I mean, these are the things that you learn only through experience. I wouldn't have necessarily known that about myself if I hadn't had that job. But everything about this job that I'm interviewing for just feels so right. Listen, I'm gonna be really embarrassed if I look back on these clips and I don't end up getting this job, because I'm just feeling so confident and hopeful. But I can't help but feel that way, because every conversation that I've had has just gone so well, and I find that I can read people, and I can't help but think that the feeling is mutual. So that's another round of interviews in the books. I'll keep you guys updated on the next step, but I don't know. We still have a lot to talk about. Should we do that now? I feel like we should do that now. Okay, so I figure it might be most beneficial to kick off this chat with a little bit of background information, especially for those of you who might have found my channel more recently and haven't been watching me since I was in college. So I went to Loyola University of Maryland for undergrad, where I studied advertising and public relations with an emphasis in social media marketing. All throughout college, I took internships at advertising agencies in New York City, and honestly, everybody in my life, including myself, thought that that's where I was going to end up post-grad. I really was dead set on working at an agency, working specifically in strategy. It's just always what I found myself to be best at. But I graduated college in 2020. We all know what happened in 2020. COVID hit, and it became really, really difficult to get a job. So I definitely ran into trouble, much like a lot of other people, and at that point, beggars couldn't be choosers. So I wasn't able to get a job at an advertising agency like I hoped, but I was able to land a job at a marketing technology company here in the city. And if we're being honest with ourselves, I think I knew that that job wasn't for me very early on. I'm talking like day one. And I think my parents would say the same thing. My role was just rooted in numbers. Like, everything had to do with pulling data, analyzing data, reporting on KPIs, etc. And don't get me wrong, I've learned how to do those things since starting that job, and now I think I'm pretty damn good at it. But when I first started that job, I was so in over my head. But if there's one thing about Danielle Jordan, it's that she is not a quitter until she is. Danielle Jordan is not a quitter, so I stuck it out in that job for just about 2 years. Towards the end of my time working there, I experienced what I can only consider to be severe burnout. It was affecting not only my mental health, but also my physical health, and I think that's when I really knew that I needed to draw a boundary. I also realized it when my parents started asking me if I was okay, when you guys started DMing me privately asking if I was okay. It became very apparent, not only to myself, but to the people in my life and the people watching my life, that I needed to make a change. So after a lot of thought and a lot of budget planning and a lot of conversations with my parents, I did decide to take the leap to quit my job, which is super scary, but also super exciting. Honestly, one of the bravest things I personally have ever done, and I did this with the intention to, one, take care of myself, because I am the biggest proponent of taking care of your mental and physical health. Life is too damn short not to. And also to take some time to pursue creating content full-time, which is something I have never been able to do in the 10 years that I have been doing this whole thing. I've always been in school, or I've always been working. I've never had time to just focus on this. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the past little bit, but if we're being honest, I am a 9-to-5 girly through and through. I really do love the structure that comes along with a 9-to-5. I love working and collaborating with a team. I do find that that's the type of environment that I thrive in. So as you guys have seen throughout this entire week, I am actively applying to jobs, and I am looking forward to the day that one sticks, but my whole thing has been that I'm definitely going to be a little bit more picky right now than I was when I was looking for my first job, because I have the luxury to be picky. I honestly think that the whole reason I was able to feel so confident in making this type of decision for myself was because of the support I had from the people in my life, specifically my parents. But I do want to make it very clear that the support that I received from my parents was fully emotional and not in the least bit financial. There's a lot of privilege that comes into being able to make this big of a decision, and I'm fully aware of that. But I think more than anything, the reason I was able to make this big of a decision for myself is because I've been working for the past decade. Thanks to social media, I have a flow of income coming in that ensured that I was going to be able to sustain myself in the same way that I was prior to quitting my job. But on top of that, I have always been a very big saver. Almost to a fault. I have been able to build up a healthy enough savings account to, again, continue to maintain my lifestyle. So all of those things, of course, come with immense privilege, but I'm also really proud of myself because those are all financial decisions that I made throughout the course of my life that allowed me to make such a huge leap. So that takes us here. I am feeling really good, honestly, and this hasn't been a consistent feeling. Making this decision has come with a lot of really hard days, feeling like I have nothing to fill my time and feeling like I don't necessarily have a purpose, but I feel like I'm nearing the end of that feeling, which is cool. And I also think it has a lot to do with the weather, because now it's not freezing cold in New York. Like, it feels a little bit more hopeful, and I'm excited to take you guys along throughout this entire journey. Whether or not this job that I'm applying to right now ends up working out, there's just a lot to be done and a lot to look forward to. So if for whatever reason this is the first time you're finding my channel, make sure to subscribe because there's so much going on. But I'm feeling really proud of myself, and I hope you guys are proud of me too, because really one of the whole reasons I was able to do this is because of you guys, and that's not lost on me. So I want to say thank you. And that's my spiel. Your girl is self-employed, and it feels really nice. I just almost stepped in a pile of shit to get that clip. Was it worth it? Probably not, but we're good. It is 80 degrees out here, and I could not be happier. This newest season of Love is Blind is actually really good. I always get sucked into the show every single time they release a new season, which it feels like they do this like every 2 months. It's without a doubt the most regularly picked up reality show that Netflix does, and it's consistently just so entertaining. But as I've been sitting here, I checked my phone, and guess who got a third? And I think it might be a final interview scheduled for tomorrow. Me. And guess who's gonna go celebrate by getting some gelato? Also me. It's right. It's so good. No, not for you. I got a friend. Thank you so much.